award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We got an awesome show for you today. Director Bobby Wilson is in the house.
Yes, looking forward to this.
Also, Mr. Don King.
Our first show of the new year that we've recorded anyway. So,
yeah.
So, welcome back to reality here.
Yeah, it's been a nice holiday.
I'm always happy when I get back to work and remember my passwords. It's all good.
I've been working the whole break.
I have too. But
caught you, Don.
Yeah.
No, it's great to be back from Christmas and New Year, and it's a new year, new opportunities. I'm looking forward to the show today. Thanks for being with us, Director.
My honor, and I appreciate it. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, you're right. 2022 is going to bring some pretty exciting things.
Yeah, we're going to talk about a few of those things today. But first, we always like to highlight our radio station, one of our radio partners. We really appreciate those guys out there. Mr. Don King has a station he wants to highlight
You
today.
got to back me up here, Jason. WSMR, Thunder Radio.
Thunder.
There you go. 1320 in Manchester. And we're on there Sunday mornings at 6:30, so it's probably about 6:34 there right now when you're listening. So, hey, we appreciate them and all our radio partners. We're up to 24, 25 stations right now, so
Yeah.
and growing. So, we appreciate them a whole bunch.
Yeah, I'd like to see this show grow even more, get a few more stations out there.
Right, yeah.
I'm excited about the podcasting side, too. I mean, you can download this show and listen to it on your favorite podcasting platform, on our social media platforms, listen to us on the radio. There's a lot of opportunities to catch the show, and what better way to start it than to have the director with us today.
I know. We figured starting 2022 off with Director Wilson.
Well, thank you for that.
You.
Appreciate it.
It's another year of. Last year was a good year. Still had some COVID stuff going on. We're still kind of in and out of the office and playing it safe here. But I'm looking forward to 2022. I think it's going to be a good year. A lot of cool things that we're going to cover today. One being the new 365 license. And
yes.
A new special, Bill Dance Signature Lakes. We're going to cover that today as well. But first, I wanted to hear how your deer season went, Director. How did that go?
Deer season was good this year. I mean, it was as well, if not better, than some of the years in the past. I killed 2 with a bow, so I'm excited about that.
Okay.
I always want to try to get at least 1 a year with a bow and arrow, and I got 2.
Awesome.
So pretty good. And I got a pretty decent buck, a 9-point buck, about a week after the opening weekend of gun season. So
yeah.
It was a good year.
Well, we were chatting earlier. You said the rut was good this year. You said it's one of the better years you've seen.
Yeah, just from my contacts with people that hunt, they say that it seems to have lasted longer or like it's supposed to and not be interrupted for some reason or other. But it started in late October and is going up into December, so it was a good year for that.
Yeah, I need to get out more this year. I didn't get out enough, so I'll have to wait till next year and
you will now
and get out there. Yeah, but if you're listening, tuning in, this weekend is the Young Sportsman's Hunt. So if you still got some time, get out there with those kids and get them out there and do that. But yeah, the season is coming to a close. It's going to be fishing weather here pretty soon. It's a good time to fish right now.
Okay, heck yeah, there's a lot of species you can fish for with sauger. If you can get out and brave the cold weather, saugers and the smallmouth bass. It's also good this time of year, and crappie if you know how to catch them. Mm-hmm. And of course, there's also trout.
Yeah. The winter trout program is
off and running.
Yeah.
A lot of the community lakes around the state, and that's been a really successful program.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people love that, and brings a lot of folks out that wouldn't normally get a chance to fish for trout, for sure.
Yeah, they get excited about it.
Yeah.
They got to get cabin fever, and they want to get out and fish, and so we put some trout in a pond or a creek or a river, and they tell them to have at it, and they really like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's that program's been going on a long time. But yeah, the schedule at tnwildlife.org, the schedule's right there on the homepage. Click the block, says winter trout stockings. But explain to folks why we only stock or why we stock fewer places out in West Tennessee rather than more. We stock more in West Tennessee during this time of year for that program.
Right.
Share with folks why that happens.
Trout are cold water species of fish. They can't tolerate when water temperatures get up to over 70 degrees, and there's not many waters in West Tennessee that stay below 70 in the summertime. So, of course, this time of year the water's really cold, and trout do well. And it's we tell everybody to catch and harvest, don't catch and release this time of year because they're not going to live once it starts getting warmer again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we get that question a lot. We got, well, why aren't you stocking here? But well, you get stocked regular trout seasons.
Right.
Those waters are getting stocked on a regular basis. But this is a special program for those who don't get to chase trout as much. So.
Exactly, and then the trout stocking for the spring season starts right after winter trout. I mean, they start stocking the streams in middle and mostly middle, but some west, and of course east. There are some streams they stock to, and they typically start sometime in March and go all the way up into June sometimes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, and it's prime time duck season right now. If you're a duck hunter, it's a good time to be out there doing that, and it's just a good time to be outside.
It is. Early reports, it's not great, but I think it's better than it's been the last 2 years for the most part in most places. And then with this cold weather coming in and cold weather up north is driving some ducks down, and so hopefully we'll see some improvement and increase in the number of ducks that people are going to start seeing and shooting.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to some warmer days myself. I'm looking forward to some fishing.
You're spoiled. We had it over Christmas. Had all that 2 weeks of real warm weather. But yeah, we knew that was going to be short lived.
Yeah. Well, that's past snow we got. That was kind of crazy here in Middle Tennessee. We saw a lot of snow and even some parts of West Tennessee. I think.
I like snow. Hope we have a typical winter, and maybe by the end of February it warms up to 70 degrees, and we're good to go for the rest of the spring.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Well, folks are excited, and if you haven't heard, you're hearing it now. 365 licenses will go on sale February the 18th, correct?
Yes.
That's correct. Yes.
So our license system has normally been set up to your license would expire on February 29th, correct?
28th.
28th, my bad.
29th sometimes.
Yeah, leap year. The 28th, and you would have to purchase your new license, but now you can purchase your license after February the 18th, and it's a 365 license.
Right, it's good for 1 year.
So anytime you purchase a license, whether it be March, April, May, whatever it may be, that's when the license will expire.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people have been pushing for that and would love to have seen that years past, but now it's an option.
Yeah, we sent out a survey, or we had a company do a survey for us a year or so ago, and the number one thing that stood out of all the requests that our customers had was they'd like to see a 365 license. So that's what we did. We changed it on their behalf, and it's great, except if you forget. I mean, most people know that March 1 is the beginning and February 28th or 29th is the end.
Have kind of gotten used to that over the years.
So they've got to get used to this new system too. So
yeah,
it'll be good, but it'll be confusing too for folks for a little bit.
I guess with the good thing about the new system is that most folks are doing it electronically, or a lot of them are, so they're going to get a text message reminder or an email or a reminder in that way that we wouldn't have normally done.
That's a
before,
good point.
You know,
good point.
So that's a good thing.
And the auto renew is always good to click that button if
exactly,
so you don't forget.
That's true.
It'll renew
it for you.
And it sends you a notice says, hey, we're about to renew your license and all that.
Yeah,
so
put your money in the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a great feature, the auto renew. All this can happen at GoOutdoorsTennessee.com, but also the app. You can download the app. Go Outdoors Tennessee app at the Google Play Store or the App Store on Apple, and you can
TWRA on the go.
Have it in your hand.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's awesome.
Hey, just let me interrupt just a second.
Yeah.
We are about 18 months into Bobby Wilson being our executive director, and
wow, been that long?
Yeah, time flies.
Seems longer.
It? I know. In some ways, I'm sure, but then in other ways, I'm sure it feels like it's still all new, right?
Oh yeah,
right.
I'm still on my honeymoon.
Yeah,
I can make mistakes and say, "Hey, I hadn't been director that long. Give me a break."
That's good. Any thoughts about that or reflection on how it's gone? I know it's been a weird time. You mentioned the COVID thing.
That's what I was going to say, but kind of over the hump with that. I know
Yeah.
it's still a variant going around that's very contagious, but maybe not as bad
Yeah.
for you health wise. But and hopefully this will just die out once the holidays are over with. Now people aren't going to be together like they were as much. So, and maybe there will be that herd immunity will build up too.
Yes.
More and more people get it to be resistant to it. So. Anyway, yes, it's been kind of weird as far as that's been. Seems like it's busy and a lot of stuff going on too. We've had a lot of initiatives that we've undertaken that have taken a lot of time from our staff and from us, and we're on the horizon. We're looking at some better things. We've done a lot of great things,
Yeah.
too. But I mean, we're looking at some more positive things to go on going forward
Sure.
this year.
And you're an interesting director in that you come from a fisheries background. A lot of it's a little bit unusual, isn't it, for a fisheries guy to be?
I think it is for
executive?
Tennessee. I don't know if there's ever been a director with a fisheries
I don't
background.
think so
Not
in
in my
Tennessee, for
career,
sure.
but I know that some states there are fisheries or directors that have fisheries backgrounds. Yeah, and across the country, but of course they're smarter. So there's more and more of those coming around.
Well, that's why the Fish and Wildlife Commission got changed.
Got
right?
changed,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fish first. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I lobbied for that.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. And speaking of lobbies, we do have some fish in the lobby now.
That's
so,
right.
So
yes, we
very good.
do.
And speaking of fish,
Yes.
Bill Dance Signature Lakes.
Oh man,
What a great
good transition.
Segue, yeah.
I'm going to pull it up for folks watching on our YouTube channel or watching on Facebook, Instagram, all those places, the website, so people can see it. But tell us what this is and kind of a little bit how it got started, and we'll dive deeper if we need to. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually an idea that's been around for a while. When I was in the fisheries division, we came up with this concept. We called it the Tennessee Fishing Trail. And it's real similar to where we're ending up with now, but there's a lot of more improvements now. But the whole time we had the Tennessee Fishing Trail, I knew that we needed a big name like Bill Dance behind it. And this has been 2007 or 8, I think, when the actual proposal was submitted by the Bill Dance Outdoors Group to the governor. Of course, you know what happened in 2008. The economy tanked.
Right.
And it was a little bit more expensive. At the time, Bill Dance's family wanted some money to use his name. Fast forward 12 or 13 years, and Bill just wants to have the lake. He's 100% behind it.
Right.
He's not asking for any money at all to use his name, which is awesome. He does so much for Tennessee. He wears a
does.
T hat. When he does his show, he always mentions Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency and what a great job we do. And so he's been a big proponent of our state and our agency. And so we're honored that we get to have such a program named after him, who
Yeah.
is the most popular fisherman worldwide. And, there's some great fishermen out there and some well-known folks up and fish for different things. But Bill is probably the most widely known.
Yeah. Both most recognizable, I'd say.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
And a great ambassador. I mean,
For sure. doubt.
Great guy. And you guys have been personal friends for
about 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still am awed when I'm around him, and just I can't believe that I know him and we talk and he knows me and we're friends. So it's a pretty cool. He's just like you think he would be. Just
Right.
like his personality is on TV, just like you see him in the bloopers. That's the kind of guy he is. He's exactly like that.
Every time I've been around him, that's the way it's been as
Right.
well. He's visited us several times at commission meetings
Yes.
and other events, and he's always very genuine and
Right.
autograph anything you ask him to autograph.
Right. And it's Dr. Dance, by the way.
He
He got the honorary doctorate degree from UT Knoxville
that's
back
right.
in May. And UT has only given out about 15 of those in the history of UT.
Wow.
Like Dolly Parton and a few other folks that may not have had a chance to graduate or get their PhD, and they got honorary doctorate degrees from the University of Tennessee. So it's a big honor for him to
Wow.
Man,
to have
that's
that.
great.
So
well, he was on our show.
Yep.
Very early on, one of the earlier episodes of Wildcast, and that was great to sit down with him on the banks of the Kentucky Lake and chat. Doug and I interviewed him, and that was fun.
That was back before time restraints on Wildcast. We didn't do it 28 minutes and 30 seconds, and I think that was about an hour and a half, wasn't it?
yeah. We had a couple of guests that day, and it lasted a little while, but that was fun.
Yeah.
Fun conversation. He is a great guy. So this, no better person to put
Right.
the name on this.
So let's talk about the lakes and
Yeah,
what it's
yeah.
about. So
Yeah.
it's kind of two different things. It's one of them is smaller lakes that are actually going to be managed, that we can manage better for fishing, different species, of course, largemouth bass, but some lakes are going to be managed for bluegill and catfish, more of a family fishing lake. And most of them involve state parks because they're smaller, they're more manageable, and they've got facilities that you can stay, like an inn or a
Right.
campground or something.
Uh-huh.
And plus, there's other activities that the family can do if they don't want to go fishing in a state park. So most of our smaller signature lakes are going to be there. And I think there's about 8 of those, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
8 or 10. I can't remember the number now because it's changed a little bit. But and then the other aspect of it are going to be the access areas. We're going to have about 8 Bill Dent signature access areas. And these are for recreational and tournament folks. They're going to have better parking areas, maybe expand a parking area, maybe make the boat ramps bigger, add some courtesy docks, some lights, some hopefully some restrooms and concessionaires, maybe a few places. And it's going to really be, they're going to all be really nice and up to his standards. And so TWA is committing a lot of money to it.
Yeah.
And so are state parks, and so are the Department of Tourism. They're all committing a pretty substantial chunk of money here for this to happen, and we're all excited about. Our governor's behind it. He made the announcement, of course, and we got to meet our end of the bargain, and that's make all these lakes fishable. Where, of course, TWA is responsible for what they call below the water things, the fish attractors, the fish themselves,
Sure.
fish feeders, maybe. Things like that. And a couple lakes were responsible because they belong to TWA. Herb Parsons Lake and Browns Creek Lake has some facilities there that we're going to make better. We're going to work on that too. And the state parks has got to live up to their end, which is make the facilities better
Right.
around the lake and things like that, signage, access to on the boat ramps and things like that. So anyway, it's a pretty exciting thing. We've been working on this particular thing for about 2 years. And the COVID slowed us down a little bit, but we're back up and running now, and try to get it. I think the kickoff is sometime this summer.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome. And if you want to learn more about it, BillDanceSignatureLakes.com is how you find it. As you see the website here, if you're watching, it's under the TennesseeVacation.com umbrella. You can see the lakes, see which ones are going to be a part of it. I'm excited about the partnerships between the state parks and all the tourism and all the folks. It's going to be good, and they're upgrading hotels and things at the different state parks, and it's great to see those improvements going on.
Some of those are already taking place. That coincidentally are going to have one of the lakes there, which is great. And they're also going to be in some of the economically distressed counties in the state, so that's going to benefit those things too. And of course, that's one of the governors. That was his first executive order, was to try to help out the distressed counties. And so that's it's kind of modeled after the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail in Alabama. It's similar to that. It's not a trail yet, but it's going to be the lakes where you go there, you can have a great experience. The facilities are nice. Hopefully you'll catch some fish, and it'll be something that everybody will get excited about, and not just in Tennessee, but visitors too.
Which one of these is your favorite lakes to fish here?
Of the lakes mentioned, I actually have a favorite. It's Browns Creek Lake.
Okay.
And that was one of the lakes that I was responsible for when I was in West Tennessee. And it's just a beautiful lake. It's very secluded. When you're there, if there's nobody else there, you just got it by yourself. And it's got some really big fish, some really nice bass in it too. It's a great lake to go to. So that's my favorite. But
Awesome.
I like all of them.
And is the newest, correct me if I'm wrong, with the newest lake on here, that 1,000 acre lake, or
Carroll County.
Yeah, Carroll County.
Carroll County Lake is 1,000 acres. It's actually operated by the county. It's different because it's not a TWA lake. It's not a state park lake, which all the other ones are.
Okay.
This one is the only one it's not. But it's got some good fish. It's fairly new. We've stocked some shiners in there and some threadfin shad over the last year to try to improve the bass population, at least the health of the bass, make them bigger. And they suppose they're seeing some improvement already, and it could be because that would happen back in the summer, and those fish have probably spawned at least once. So I'm talking about the bait fish.
Yeah.
So that's but that'll be a good one.
Speaking of big fish and big bass, Chickamauga's on there, so I'm sure folks are excited about that one.
Yeah, and it's two. Chickamauga's on there for the big largemouth, and Del Hollow's on there for the big smallmouth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
and there's several others in between that are all of them are excellent lakes. And the ones we're highlighting, it doesn't mean the rest of them are terrible lakes.
No,
they're not at all. They're all good lakes in Tennessee. There's like 32 reservoirs and 18 state lakes or state TWA managed lakes, and I can't tell you how many state park lakes there are, but there's quite a few of those. But we just kind of highlighted, just trying to distribute them from one end of the state to the other. So, but all the lakes we picked are good fishing lakes for sure.
If I'm not mistaken, there's 40 some odd state parks that have fishing opportunities. So that's there's a lot of fishing opportunities at state parks.
Yeah,
and this is actually the ground level. We may not do a whole lot more. We may add a few more lakes, but we don't make it so that every lake is a Bill Dance Lake, because then it won't mean anything for people to go to. They go, that's just another lake they call Bill Dance Lake.
Yeah.
So we want to, but we may add a couple more here as time goes on.
And it's crazy. You look at this list and you think about the lakes. A lot of them have either state records or world records.
World records. Yeah, 2 of them have world records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Del Holla and
Old Hickory.
Old Hickory, yeah.
Right. Old Hickory for the walleye and Del Holla for the smallmouth.
You'd be surprised that a walleye, the world record walleye came out of Old Hickory, but it sure enough did.
25 pounds. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the closest anybody's come is 22 pounds, something that was in Arkansas, I believe.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big fish.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about this. I know a lot of people are, and we announced it a couple weeks ago at our commission meeting in Gatlinburg. And
there's a lot of detail that was given in that meeting as well. So if you want to learn a little bit more about it, you could dial that commission meeting up.
Dial that one up, and then heads up the commission meeting that's going to take place in Dyersburg, January
20 and 21st, I believe it is, 2021.
Okay.
20 and 21st, yeah.
The first day, which will be the 20th, I guess, the Thursday, Chief of Fisheries Frank Fisk will give a presentation and overview of a little bit more details about the Bill Dance Signature Lakes.
Oh, good. Okay.
What's involved, a little more specifics about what we're doing and what to expect and that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, make sure you check out the website, BillDanceSignatureLakes.com. Check that out, and there's videos there to watch. There's information on who you can contact to get more information, and then a lot there to read and get updated on. So
exactly,
I think it's a cool thing.
Right.
I'm excited about it.
Tourism Commissioner Mark Ezel gave the presentation. If you've been around him, he's just a bundle of energy. He is so excited, and he'll tell you, he said he's not much of a fisherman, but he is really excited about this project. So, and he's got Dennis Tumlin, who works with him as a division of outdoor recreation, I believe, and within the tourism division. And Dennis is very, very knowledgeable about fishing and tournaments and lakes. And he was in Ray County Dayton, and he had a lot to do with bringing in industry there and promoting the Chickamauga fishing industry there. So he's very knowledgeable of that. And he's a great person to have on board too.
And a lot of this wouldn't even be possible without the great work that our hatchery folks are doing across the state. They're just every time we go do a wild cast at one or visit one just for another reason, for maybe Outdoor Journal story or something, it's amazing how productive those guys are, and how many fish they get put back in Tennessee waters.
It really is. It's our hatchery guys are dedicated, like all of our employees are. But we're highlighting them now, and you think that we've added on, like in the warm water side, we've added on a lot of ponds to a lot of our hatcheries, and you'd think they wouldn't want to do that because it means more work, more fish. But they want more. They want to produce more. They always want to do more, which is just it tells you a testament of their work ethic and what they want to do, and like all of our employees do, they want to make hunting and fishing better in Tennessee and preserve and conserve, manage, protect, and enhance the wildlife.
Yeah.
And so they, but the hatchery guys they're gearing up now. I guess they're taking a little bit of break. It won't be long. They'll be out there collecting brute fish and start spawning and
the
raising
cycle
them.
starts.
Yep, starts. Yeah.
Yeah, and the you'll see the trout trucks running because that time of year. So
right,
they're busy running all over the state.
It seems like they're busy almost year round, the trout guys, because they stock the tailwater. Some of them, like Caney Fork, below Center Hill Dam, I think that's stocked year round. So they're always stocking fish. And I know Del Hollow stocks a lot of fish there, but we also stock some too, and some of those tailwaters.
We get questions a lot on our social media about the stocking reports and things, and there's those reports are on our fishing page, tnwildlife.org. Just go to the fishing section. You can find those PDFs that have when fish were stocked and how often.
Yep.
And it's good work they're doing.
It is. It's good. I know a lot of people that study those pretty hard, and they kind of plan their week a lot of times around those stocking dates so they can go out there and catch fish.
Yeah. Well, before we run out of time, real quick, I wanted to mention next week, January the 11th and 13th, we're going to have some public listening sessions for wildlife. Our folks are going to give some presentations and give you a chance to comment on social media. You can comment, and we'll try to, questions, and we'll try to answer those. But if you want to send in comments to be considered, you can also do that, twra.huntingcomments. All right, start over. twra.huntingcomments@tn.gov. That's it. And folks can send in their questions and concerns or whatever as far as hunting seasons go. Yeah, recommendations.
Right.
So
That's Facebook Live, isn't it?
Yep. Those will be Facebook Live public listening sessions next week.
Right.
So put those on your calendar. You'll see more on that coming out soon. But
I think the hunting regulations will be coming up this year.
Yep.
So they'll probably be previewed in, I believe, April.
Yep.
And then it'll be voted on probably in May for everything except for waterfowl.
right, and fish. So fish, it's on a 2-year cycle now.
They are right.
So
And be sure to comment during the comment periods
Sure.
that we announce too,
Right.
because that input gets considered and rolled into the overall approach. With everybody's opinions and their data and everything as they put together the bag limits and seasons going forward. So.
Yep. Well, like we said earlier in the show, 365, the license go on sale February 18th to get that get your new license, and they'll last 365 days from the time of purchase.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. New things coming out this year. The Bill Dance Signature Lakes are going to be new this year, and that's exciting. And if we haven't said it, I don't think we did. Shop.gooutdoorstennessee.com. Great place to pick up your hats and your mugs and your cups and buffs and things like that. So pick up some TWRA merch. And Director, we appreciate you jumping in here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
First show of the new year. Excited about it.
Yeah, great way to start off the year.
Heck yeah.
So go hunting, go fishing, get outdoors. We appreciate you tuning in to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.